Well, it is a warm welcome to this evening's English audio commentary, as it is the final friendly for both these sides. Mexico playing Serbia this evening from the Estadio Nemesio-Diaz. Mexico, of course, the host nation of the World Cup. They will be in action, of course. World Cup just sides are getting underway now. Apologies. They're just about to get underway, just a few minutes away from kick-off. If anything, probably only a few seconds away from kick-off. It's a warm welcome English audio commentary of this clash. As I say, it is the last friendly of this opportunity for both these sides. Of course, unfortunately, Serbia not going to the World Cup. Mexico, of course, very happy that they're going to the World Cup. They've got a massive opportunity, of course, hosting one of the three nations to host it. The last two times they've been to the quarterfinals, their best placings ever was a part of when they did host it as well. So that should be interesting. Little bit of snippet that I did see coming into this game, whereas Serbia, of course, they do have a very good record in the World Cup, but unfortunately they'll have to wait till 2030 to be making their mark, possibly on the world stage. As we are just about to get underway, and we are just underway now. It is Mexico up against Serbia. A warm welcome if you are joining us. English audio commentary coverage over all the action. We'll just have a look through the lineups in just a moment. If you did miss them, in goal it's Raul Rangel for Mexico. Back four of Jorge Sanchez, Cesar Montes, the skipper, Johan Vasquez and Jesus Gallardo. Midfield three of Alvaro Fidalgo, Eric Lyra and Brian Gutierrez. A forward trio of Julian Quinones, Raul Jimenez and Roberto Alvarado. For Serbia, it's Filip Stankovic in goal. A back four of Vuskovan Đurđević, skipper Strahinja Erkovic, Nikola Sibic and Stefan Bukinac. Midfield duo of Alexander Stankovic and Vanja Dragojevic. Lazar Randelovic, Petar Stanic and Vladimir Lucic support Nikola Sturic, who is leading the line for Veljko Paunovic's side. Of course, both these sides coming into this game off of a few friendlies earlier. Of course, Mexico, they've done very well in their two games. Been very, very impressive. Have Mexico. They're going from left to right in their first half in the usual green, whereas Serbia are in their blue. All the action from the home of Toluca in Toluca, Mexico. The Estadio Nemesio-Diaz. Just about 2 minutes into this game so far. As I say, it's a warm welcome. Should be an interesting one. It's always interesting the friendlies, as Mexico just have it on the right hand side at the moment. Trying to conjure up something. Of course, they are big favourites coming into this, considering that they have found their way into, compared to Serbia. I know, of course, they qualified due to them being the home nation, has to be said, but at the same time, I'm sure they would have qualified. Mexico have a great record at the World Cup. Still on the ball at the back, keeping possession very early on at the moment. That's a poor pass on out for a throw-in for Serbia on the left-hand side. For Serbia, it is their last friendly as well, ahead of a bit of a vacation, if you will. Of course, these players will be going to the World Cup. I'm sure a lot of their teams will be quite happy with that. Of course, we could be seeing a lot of substitutes, of course, on the bench. 15 subs for Mexico, their full 26-man squad. There was only 13 for Serbia. A few names that maybe stick out. Mihailo Ivanovic for Millwall, for example. Still on the left-hand side for Serbia, trying to conjure up the first opportunity. Maybe just get in behind and maybe get an opener as Mexico do win it back in the middle. Thought they might have a swift counter-attack on there, but instead nothing comes of it. Long ball forward, we're on the left-hand side for Quinones. He finds Lyra just inside the Serbian half. Nice interception there from Simic at the back. Keeps a hold of it for just a moment though. Long ball forward. Nodded down by the skipper Cesar Montes. Tries to find a teammate. We'll find Lyra in there. Lyra, the number 6, playing in the number 6 role as well, has to be said. Sitting the deepest of the three. As I said, I was on about the substitutions. I thought the game was going to come to life a little bit there. Well, as I was saying, I can imagine there might be a lot of substitutions, specifically for Mexico. Serbia might try to keep it rather strong, possibly, before anything comes from it or anything like that. Usually see maybe all the changes on the coming at once, if you will. Fidalgo picks it up just inside the Serbian half. Out to Gutierrez on the right hand side. Those two players, Fidalgo and Gutierrez, given opportunity to go more advanced. Vasquez getting further forward. Out to Gallardo on the left hand side. So let's go back to Lyra. Right hand side Fidalgo. They're quite wide, the two number 8s, if you will. Trying to get further forward. The wingers really providing a lot of width at the moment. Coast Mexico, as I said, quarterfinals has been their best position so far in the World Cups. It came in 1970 and 1986, as I said, all the time where they were hosts. Solo hosts, though, that has to be said. This time, of course, they will be sharing that opportunity with still in possession of Mexico. They're looking at the moment as the ball is whipped in, cleared away by Serbia. Clearance there as well, has to be said. Trying to keep that one alive. Back to the left-hand side. Gallardo always trying to overlap, and whether I've seen him for Toluca, almost acts as just a wing back on that left hand side all on his own. Always trying to find some space. I'm sure we're very happy trying to find some space. Of course, in this almost 4-3-3, the opportunity he's got right now, I'd have to just be a bit more defensive. I also feel that's why Lyra is there to find a bit of space. So it's a packed out stadium this evening. Mexico still trying to work this around. Shot comes in, oh, just off target there. Hits us netting, the side netting. That time, good opportunity there from Alvarado. Kind of sprung that attack a little very quickly. Goal kick for Serbia. Stankovic will be the man to play it forward. Just over 10 minutes into the game, I should say. We're into the 10th minute, but nearly 10 minutes on the clock. Oh, lovely 1-2. Quinones and Gallardo. Here comes the left back flying forward into Jimenez. That's Raul Jimenez. It's his first game of this 3-game friendly period. Of course, he was still playing in the Premier League up until very, very late on. The foul there by said Jimenez on Dragojevic. That's a free kick for Serbia, just inside their own half. Quickly into Stanic, who's dropping a little bit deeper than I thought, the attacking midfielder. Ball spread forward, well intercepted. Takes a bobble though. Here comes Lucic on the left-hand side, takes it past his man. Can he find a ball into the box? Fizzes one in, takes a few deflections last off of it. I believe definitely was a Mexico defender. Looks to maybe have been Sanchez or Montes on the left-hand side. Great play by Stanic, and Lucic down that left-hand flank though, trying to create something. So it will be a corner, the first corner of the game for Serbia. As I said, in this first half, Mexico left to right in the usual green, Serbia right to left in a white jersey with blue shorts and socks. And this will be from the far side of the broadcast picture in Swinger. It's a terrible delivery from Petar Stanic. It's going to go, it goes all the way from one corner to another. Watching this opportunity, as I said, the opportunity a few moments ago for Mexico that was just put wide by Alvarado. It was just a quick one too. He took a very heavy touch to drive onto it. It was almost a good touch in a way. I feel if he could have maybe taken one touch to set himself, take that second stride to set himself, might have been more comfortable, if you will. Foul there by Dragojevic after that throw-in on the left-hand side. First time seeing pictures of at least one of the bosses in Javier Aguirre. Third stint as a Mexican boss, and all 3 stints haven't really lasted too long. He took charge this time around since last summer in July. This will be his 3rd World Cup, but his first World Cup was in 2002, a stint of July 01 to July 02. His 2nd World Cup was in 2010, a stint of April 09 to June 2010, and also this one. So who knows, he's 67-year-old Mexican. He might still, I'm not saying he won't, but if history was to repeat itself, it might be a one and done kind of year for the 67-year-old. Of course, he has been successful since coming in. Did win the CONCACAF Gold Cup last year I should say, 2025. And also won it in 2009, I should say, and won the CONCACAF Nations League in 24-25. So he's been very successful in his recent memory with Mexico. Long ball forward, goes from goalkeeper to goalkeeper there. As it goes from Stankovic to Rangel. He just bowls it out to Vasquez. To Sanchez on the right hand side. Back to his goalkeeper. It's currently goalless. Mexico 0, Serbia 0. Rangel on the ball, the Mexican number 1. I say that because he has got number 1 on his back, of course. The ever-experienced Guillermo Ochoa, I should say, apologies. Hero of so many World Cups for Mexico. I want to sit here and say he was a hero at this World Cup and that World Cup, but he's been a hero at so many World Cups for the Mexicans. One of those players you really just think about, similar to a Raúl Jiménez. It's just always his name in and about the squad. Still in possession at the back of Mexico. Very happy just to slow it down again in these friendlies. It's until it really gets going, there's not too much tension, is there? There's always that. No one wants to really mess up or get injured, pick up an injury or anything like that. Spread out to the right hand side for Alvarado. Heavy touch, and then Fidalgo is the man who brings it down. Bukinac. Jimenez didn't think it was a foul, but the referee quite clearly did. So free kick for Serbia just inside the Mexican half on the left hand side. 15 minutes into this game. Mexico 0, Serbia 0. Warm welcome if you are joining us. English audio commentary of this final stop for Mexico before they do begin their World Cup group stage. They'll face South Korea on the 11th of June. There's a ball played down the right hand side for Serbia. Too much on it there from Đurđević. Out for a goal kick for Mexico. And I will say if this was the second goal kick now where goalkeeper Rangel, of course, isn't going long. As I say, he's happy just he's actually got his 2 centre-backs almost right next to him, so he doesn't have to play it out too much. Also, either side are high presses, so Serbia are pressing decently high. Randelovic there just pushing Vasquez further back. It's a nice pass into Gutierrez, turns his man. Alvarado, that's a lovely touch. Mexico found some space, brought back there though. Here's Fidalgo, and there'll be a yellow card as well. Dragojevic, that's not his first foul anyway, but very much a cynical foul. A lovely move there by Mexico, it has to be said. Just bringing Alvarado back that time. And if anything, it's one of those situations, the player's running away not because he's trying to hide from the referee, he's almost going, yep, I know exactly what I did. Give me the yellow card. And the Serbian midfielder Vanja Dragojevic is in the referee's book. Ball forward, 1-2. Here come the hosts. Ball swung out to the right hand side to Alvarado. Cuts inside on his favoured left, still cuts inside. He's gone all the way nearly to the left hand side. Out to the left to Gallardo. He's got a wicked cross. Tries to poke it through for the run of Gutierrez. Can't find him though. It's well intercepted by Serbia. Has to be kept in play there by Rokovic. Skipper. Back to his goalkeeper under pressure. Has to just clip it long. Calm and cool there was Stankovic. To say he had a player breathing down his neck. Still on the ball, Mexico seeing a lot of possession so far. Yet to see any stats, but I can imagine it's close to 65-70% for Mexico. Although on the ball at the moment is Stankovic. He does well to win a throw-in as well for himself. On the right hand side, good tackle, good battling away there by Fidalgo. So there's a bit of pushing and shoving on the bench as well. Veljko Paunovic, the Serbian boss, not happy with something. He's having to go at the 4th official at the moment. Not sure if something happened on the side. I'm seeing a replay now. The ball goes out of play. Paunovic has the ball, goes to pick it up, and Gallardo comes over. I think he was just trying to get the game continuing. And then Javier Aguirre comes over and says, look, yep, that was my player's fault. He's a friendly. Let's just all calm down. There's no need to get so agitated over friendly, but look, yeah, my bad. I'll have a look at my player there, Serbia. Still knocking it around, just the edge of their own area at the moment, looking for a way forward. As I said, they are heavy favourites are Mexico, so if Serbia can score, would be a bit of a shock perhaps. Long ball forward, one mistake at the back there, opportunity, 1-on-1 for Stanic, and Serbia take the lead. A mistake at the back between Vasquez and Montes, deflected into the path of Petar Stanic, and Serbia 16, just over 16 minutes into this game. It is 1-0 to Serbia. What an opportunity that was. Cool, calm finish from the midfielder. Lovely finish from the Ludogorets-man, the 24-year-old. So calm and cool of a finish, as I say. Impressive as well. So just a ball forward. He just tries to get there. It's a collision between the two defenders. Takes a touch to set himself. The goalkeeper, Rangel, comes out. He can't really do too much about it. He comes out, makes himself, but he does as much as you can do, really. But it's a lovely, just slot it past it home into the bottom corner, but with power, with pace and precision from the 24-year-old attacking midfielder. 9 goals and 10 assists in the league this season. And he grabs just in his third appearance for his country, his first goal as well. What a moment for Petar Stanic. He's a 19th minute strike, the difference maker here. Just about to hit 20 minutes on the clock. Mexico have been in charge, not created too many chances, it has to be said. But Serbia latching on to a mistake. This is not what Mexico have wanted. Their third friendly before they kick off of the World Cup, and victories 2-0 and 1-0 in the last 2 games. Well, now they've conceded. Maybe that gets a bit of a gets it off your back. I'm not too sure. Well, 20 minutes in, it's Mexico 0, Serbia 1. What an opener from Stanic there. As I said, it was just a lovely, cool, calm finish. Mexico, it's about how do the hosts rally, how do they respond in this game. Can they respond? Would be the question as well. Responded by getting on the ball as well, I will say. Ball forward on the right hand side, ball in the box, looking for Jimenez. Can't get out of his feet. He goes for a strike at goal. Forced a good save, but never really got out of his feet. Did the Fulham forward. It's been interesting for his summer as well. A lot of links that he's possibly out of contract. I don't know how true that statement is. So many good years at Wolves, of course, from 2018 to 2023. Like everyone, remember that great season he had in what you would call the COVID season, 19-20. Also had that horrible injury. A couple of good years in London with Fulham, but here come down the left-hand side, Fidalgo, a few step-overs. Lovely piece of play. Can he find a pass? Pulls it back, cleared away, but it's kept there. Strike goes in and over the bar, though. Quinones, it was cleared right in the air. Gutierrez kept it in play. Lovely touch down to his winger. And it goes well over the bar there. That play on the left-hand side from Alvaro Fidalgo. Beautiful quick feet step overs. Take it past your man, body feint. First of all, it was cleared away well. Instead, it was actually pretty poor and straight into the air. Gutierrez as well, just to keep it alive. He just puts it back into a dangerous area. I will say it is on the volley, but I do think Quinones just got to get over it. He's always, because it's on the volley, he's, I think, trying maybe a bit too much. I'm not too sure, but it is a chance that goes a begging. And I know it's a friendly, but if we're trying to get ready for a World Cup, we're trying to simulate a World Cup game, that's a big opportunity. If we're speaking about that falling against perhaps South Korea, against the Czech Republic, against South Africa, that's a big chance for Mexico. Just over 23 minutes played. It is Mexico 0, Serbia 1. It is a drinks break, as will happen at the World Cup for outs. I've noticed in even friendlies that aren't in the hotter climates. But this has happened, just watching the goal back as well. So it is a water break, a drinks hydration break, whatever you do like to call it. Of course, it will just be added on to the extra minutes at the end of the half. So you're not missing anything, is what I have to say. Mexico 0, Serbia 1 on my broadcast. Just watching a replay of the Serbians' goal. Lovely finish, as I say, from Petar Stanic. And to see a one-on-one with a goalkeeper who's coming out, making himself big. It's an opportunity to score your first goal for your country and only your third appearance. It is a really big moment. He stands up to it though. Fantastic finish. Leaves it Mexico 0, Serbia 1. Of course, if play devil's advocate, it finishes this way. I'm sure that Javier Aguirre will sit here and say, well, it's a friendly. It doesn't matter. And what matters is in a week's time when we open our World Cup campaign in the group stages. And he's 100% right. You also know if they were to beat Serbia 2-1 to play devil's advocate, let's say, he'll also say what my team have shown some great heart there to come back, and you'll feel there's a victory. It is what it is. You win, it's good. You lose, it's fitness and friendly, isn't it? So again, as well, I'd assume that this could be the full 11 for Mexico. I wouldn't sit here and say this isn't the starting 11, but there is a couple of players on the bench. Alexis Vega, I thought he would start in a strongest 11. Gilberto Mora, only 5'3", diminutive midfielder, but the short spells I've seen of him, he's looked absolutely superb. We had Javier Hernandez Chicharito, the former Manchester United and my Leverkusen forward, speaking about him and saying he's got a very bright future this week. As we are back underway, 25.5 minutes played, Mexico 0, Serbia 1, and as Mexico have the ball away with Montes. Tries to play it forward, can't find anyone. Back to his goalie. Vasquez. Quinones, Gallardo on this left-hand side, back to his winger Quinones, but he's the one who's a bit more central. And he's still got the ball, and I say that because Gallardo, as I say, is almost a wing-back wherever he plays. So he's always providing a bit more width than most. Ball swung out to the right-hand side, lovely pass, but picked up by Alvarado. He wants to cut inside but takes it down the byline. Still has the ball, loses his balance. Would have been a corner, but a great clearance. Still out for a throw-in, and Mexico keep the ball and the attack and momentum. Ball is swung in, looking for Jimenez. Does that take a deflection off of the Serbian defender? Cameras do pan to Simic, looked like it did. It will go out for a play, and it will go out for a corner. Of course, we do have Raul Jimenez in the box. It was Jorge Sanchez. I think it was a decent ball into the box, but just sometimes you can just take a touch, whip one in, and hope for the best. Will be in swing, and looks like Brian Gutierrez is going to take it. He does. Takes it short, gets it back. Ball then comes in. It goes through everyone. No one really committing in a green jersey to get there. And a play it goes for a Serbian goal kick. Just over 27 minutes played. Mexico yet to really find any rhythm in this game, it has to be said. Long ball forward, it will go once again. Goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Just looking at a few stats now. Mexico have the ball in their own half. 5 shots for Mexico, 3 on target. No real clear-cut chance. Maybe you would have to say the Jimenez strike was the best, but it wasn't a great one either. Serbia, they've had 1 shot, 1 goal. Efficiency. if you will. Just about 82% possession for Mexico to the 18 of Serbia, and that's probably a stat from, of course, a minute or two ago as I'm reading them to the live feed, the live game. So Mexico still dominating possession, so as I say, probably will be closer to 90 at the moment. Gallardo on the left, Fidalgo. Nice pass into Quinones. Jimenez 1-2. Back to Quinones. Sprays it out to the right hand side. Alvarado cuts inside again. Well defended by Bukinac. Back to Alvarado. Dinks one in the box. Important header from Irakovic. Only back to Alvarado, who will play it back though to Montes into the feet of Lyra. Quinones. Heavy first touch. That's not great. Cleared away by Serbia again, though. Not a great clearance of Mexico. Keep this pressure, keep this attack going. Poor pass from Montes. Serbia looking to come forward. They still have the ball, but Mexico, that's a great tackle from Lyra to win the ball. It's a great ball-winning midfielder. Here's the Mexican number 6, Fidalgo. That's Alvarado on the right-hand side. And every single time he's gone inside, and he's gone down the byline a few times, might open it up against his defender. Alvarado, once again, runs a bit more centrally that time, though, and now Mexico have ended up on the left-hand side. Gallardo. Anything on that left-hand side, Fidalgo and Quinones, they're going inside-outside, with Gallardo always staying wide as an option. Pinged out to the right to Sanchez, into the feet of Alvarado. Lyra looks to dink one to the left-hand side. Lovely pass, lovely touch as well from Gallardo. Overlapping run from Quinones. He's going to get there, and he deflects it off his man. Very clever there from the Mexico winger. Knew that he couldn't get there to keep it in play. So just his touch wasn't to keep getting under control or put a cross, and it was to just dink it off of Đurđević. And that means it will be another corner. Gutierrez, once again, it's on this near side, so it will be another in-swinger. Last time he took it short and then whipped it in. This time he just whips a lovely ball into the box. Heads go up. Montes was there. So was Jimenez, but it looks like the skipper says that Montes is the man who just got underneath it. Oh, unfortunately. And over it goes for another Serbian goal kick. Mexico 0, Serbia 1. Just over 30 minutes played here. Listening, a warm welcome, English audio commentary of this international friendly, the last friendly on the stop before the World Cup, at least for both these sides. Of course, Mexico as a host nation kicking it off, really. For example, I know that England play their last friendly on Wednesday evening, for example, a day before the World Cup gets underway. So that's always interesting to see where teams play their final games, how they play them, the opposition that's picked. Quinones. Lyra. Fizzes one out to Gallardo on the left-hand side. That's a nice pass. Plays further inside. Fidalgo. Getting hunted there by Stankovic. All the way from left to right to Sanchez. It's up. Alvarado once again overlapping. Jimenez at the moment dropping deep. He's in a defensive midfield role. There's the Fulham forward. Vasquez up to Quinones on the left hand side, trying to hold some width. Plays it over the overlapping Gallardo. Can he get a ball into the box? He can. It's not a great one. Oh, it'll fall for Gutierrez. Oh, cleared away. Wasn't a great one, but Serbia did not deal with it. That was very poor from Serbia there. But then a poor pass. It's the only poor pass, really. Look, watching it back, it was a poor ball. And I don't know if someone got a shout, but Irakovic and Simic both were still as statues. And I think Gutierrez was a bit shocked, because I think he thought that Irakovic was going to just hack it away. He didn't, so it fell for Gutierrez. He wasn't prepared for it. And I think at that side I wouldn't ever give a bit of stick or grief to Gutierrez, because that's always very, very awkward. Just imagine if he'd have been prepping for that. Vidal go over the top, lovely ball for Gallardo. Can he find a better ball into the box? He can. Jimenez completely whiffs it. Still in the penalty area. Chance. Strike is blocked away. What an opportunity that was for Jimenez. Great play from Gutierrez, just better defending. Gallardo, great overlapping run once again. Pulls it back for Jimenez on his left boot. He just completely whiffs it. Mexico, they are starting to just turn the key here. Looking for a goal. They've got a corner. This time be from the far side, and it will be Roberto Alvarado to take. Short. Edge of the area. Put back in. Header into the back of the net. Johan Vasquez, the man to give Mexico the equaliser. And the Estadio Nemesio Diaz erupts as Mexico get their equaliser. They have been the better side in this game. If we're being honest, Serbia had one attack. Mistake at the back from Mexico, and Peter Stanic's strike was very much against a run of play. Mexico have played some good stuff. Jimenez just missed that chance there. Gutierrez's strike was blocked out for a corner, and that was a short corner played to perfection. A lovely ball into the box, quickly taken. Gutierrez just dinked it into the area, taken short from Alvarado into Sanchez, back to Gutierrez, and because the ball's got all the whip and pace and bend on it, Vasquez has to do very little but just get connection. The ball's going to do everything for you. Don't have to get too much on that header. Puts it right on his defender's head. Lovely ball from Gutierrez, lovely finish by Johan Vasquez. And now, with just over 10 minutes to go until half-time, it is Mexico 1, Serbia 1. A 27-year-old getting only his third goal for Mexico on his 47th cap. What a moment for the Genoa defender. 27 years of age. Lovely header as well. So Serbia, they're now in a bit of possession. Also Mexico, I thought they were very good. The better side went 0-0. They had that bit of intensity when they went 1-0 down just to get back into it. Very, very good, as I say. Had chances. Had Serbia under a lot of pressure. Now they might just sit back a little bit more. I never think this is a good idea. I do have to say, you've just scored, you're on the front foot, go and try and get a second. I think now Serbia are trying to get on the ball. Mexico's sitting a little bit further back. This gives all the opportunity in the world for Serbia to get back into this game, to have possession, get comfortable. Mexico have to defend, they're going to be further back. I think when you score, for me, that's, I know the old cliches, you're most vulnerable when you've just scored. It's all the sense in the world, I won't deny it. They've been very good and they could go get another. Instead, now they're having to do defending as forward comes Serbia down the left-hand side. Ball to the edge of the area. Stankovic pulls it back onto his left. Mexico defend well. Instead, he switches out to the left-hand side. Great overlapping run from Bukinac, but Stanic, it's just as Stankovic tries to whip a ball out to Bukinac, and Stanic just puts his arm in the air, grabs the ball, he almost blocks it as if we're in the NBA, and it's Victor Wembanyama. I'm so perplexed as what he was doing. There was no offside call, for example, or anything. The attack was still alive. Very strange from the Serbian goal scorer. Mexico, though, now they're on the ball and they are coming forward down the right hand side. Sanchez cuts the ball back to the edge of the area, no one's there. Stankovic well defended there, and Stanic will win the free kick as well. Knew exactly Quinones coming into the back of him. He knew what he was doing, just won the ball, put his body in the way, stood tall and strong, takes a whack in the back, but that's it. Serbia's trying to spray the ball from left to right. Gallardo reads it well. They will head away. Stanic is still down from that knocking the back from Quinones. We'll see, he almost takes a bit of the upper knee with the thigh, the real meat of your thigh just above your knee, right into his tailbone. So that could be a very painful one. It wasn't malicious, it's just one of them where you turn your back and your opponent's flying in. It's not a malicious attempt or anything, but I could imagine that will be very painful for the Serbian goal scorer. So there is just a little bit of a pause in play, so the medical staff can have a look at Stanic. He's back up to his feet, so it won't be too long until we are back underway. It is Mexico 1, Serbia 1, approaching the 40th minute mark. Serbia scored in the 19th minute through Petar Stanic, and just a few minutes ago Mexico grabbed an equaliser from a lovely header from Johan Vasquez. A defender grabbing his third goal for his country. As we are back underway, ball looped forward. Jimenez making a menace of himself in the penalty area, but the referee's going to give the foul against Jimenez and the free kick for Serbia. It's always an awkward one. So just watching it back, more trying to see a better angle of it. The goalkeeper, the ball bounces, the ball's in the air. Jimenez receives the ball. Goalkeeper, if anything, comes to punch it, gets it all wrong, almost tangles, makes a Bane mask on the face, if you will, of Jimenez. Jimenez can't do much, so the goalkeeper initiates the contact, but the goalkeeper's fouled, so a bit of a grey area in that situation. But nevertheless, we're back underway. Serbia play it long from almost a goal kick. Quinones, is he taken down? Referee says play advantages. Mexico still have the ball. 40 minutes on the clock. 5 minutes of the allotted 45 to go. Perhaps there will be a good amount of stoppage time minutes. There's been a few stoppages. We had the drink break. We had 2 goals. We'll see close to 3 minutes or so being given at the end of this first half. Who knows, we might have another goal on. Let's have some more drama later on in this first half. Mexico still have the ball on the left hand side. Back to Fidalgo. Once again overlapping as per usual. Gallardo ball into the box. Looking at Jimenez. It's just an inch away from him. It'll be kept in play by Sanchez on the right hand side. Mexico looking to continue his attack. I'm sure they'd love to grab a goal before half time, as a Serbian player's gone down. Nikola Simic. Sure as to why. Watch that lovely ball in from Gallardo. Jimenez. Oh, it hits almost the upper of his boot as he's stretching for it. Then Simic comes together with Jimenez. They're both grappling. They both got hands all over each other, and the Serbian defender goes down holding his head. I will say Jimenez, they both hands all over each other. Jimenez kind of grabs him, not by the neck, but puts his arms around his neck. None needed from Jimenez. It's been given as a foul. Apologies. But Simic did initiate the contact. He went and grabbed Jimenez, and Jimenez kind of looked at the referee like, well, what's going on here? If you're not going to sort it, I will. Maybe kind of situation. From that free kick, the goalkeeper boots it long. Mexico, he boots it long and out for a throw-in, I should say. About halfway into the Mexican half on the left-hand side will be a throw-in. 42 minutes on the clock. Less than 3 minutes of the allotted 45 to go in the first half. Seeing a lot of the Serbian players warming up there. I can imagine they'll be doing their drills at half-time and make it interesting for me at the start of the second half of who's coming on and who's coming off. Montes into Sanchez. I don't see many Mexican players warming up, but I'm sure they might make a few changes at half time as well. Quinones. to poke it through for Fidalgo. It's intercepted, and now Serbia might come forward. Fidalgo with the pull of the jersey there. A referee, yes, he's going to give the yellow card. A very similar situation to Dragojevic, if you will. I also feel it's not a dangerous counter-attack. I feel it's a bit of a silly yellow card to take. Maybe he just wants to come off at half-time, say to the boss, well, you know, I've got a yellow card, do you want to take me off now? I don't know. But a yellow card for Alvaro Fidalgo. He joins Vanja Dragojevic as the only two yellow-carded players in this game, one for each side now. Back underway and against Serbia. Poorly given away, and Mexico have the ball. Fidalgo. Pushed there by Stulic, who don't even know if I mentioned his name, the forward, apart from naming him on the team sheet. Mexico come forward, ball swung into the back post. Too much on it, but Gallardo will get there. Slip of the boots as he was about to put a ball into the box and tries to keep the attack alive. Serbia once again, though, it's a clearance, but it's poor. Gutierrez to the left hand side to Gallardo. There's options. Floats it into the edge of the area. Play down for Quinones. Cleared away though instead. Mexico though still have the ball. Last minute of the first 45. One apiece between Mexico and Serbia. Fidalgo switches a lovely ball out to the right hand side to Roberto Alvarado. Gutierrez 1-2 back to Alvarado. He's on an overlapping full back in Sanchez. Doesn't use him and he cuts back. Back to Gutierrez now. Sanchez tries to play a ball into the box. It's deflected away. Lovely quick feet there from Lucic, and he drives it forward. On the left hand side, needs some support. Pokes it to Stanic, and that ball to Stanic isn't great, and it is intercepted easily. Mexico come forward down the right. Alvarado into Jimenez. He cuts back inside. Lovely quick feet. He's a runner's option though. Oh, he doesn't. He puts the ball into the box. Too much on it. Kept in play by Gallardo on the left hand side. Back to Fidalgo on the left, half space. Quinones, he might go for a shot, he does! Nearly does he sting the palms of the goalkeeper. I don't believe he does, actually, on second watching. Very close, so gets over the ball, no backlift, if you will. Just takes a touch, goes for it. Oh, there's no touch on it, but the goalkeeper, Filip Stankovic, almost puts his hand, it's very close to the ball. It's almost that safety that, right, if it touches me, I'll take the corner. If not, it's going wide anyway. So it's a goal kick. 45 minutes have been played. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Of course, as I say, we have had a few injuries. We've had 2 goals, and we've had dehydration break as well. Into stoppage time of the first half. Mexico 1, Serbia 1. Serbia have the ball, and everyone's pointing at the referee for some reason. Instead, Mexico apologies will continue. Sanchez on the right hand side to Alvarado. That's maybe made the impact he'd like in this first half as Alvarado swings it to Vasquez on the left. Live to Sanchez. To Alvarado on the right. Ball is swung into the box of Jimenez. His strike is on target. Makes the goalkeeper work, but that's all it does. Serbia with the goalkeeper. Throws it to the left hand side to Bukinac. Plays it back to his goalkeeper, and it's in the back of the net. It's an overhit back pass. Stankovic is nowhere near it. He's absolutely furious with his defence. And Mexico, with a lot of luck there, will be taking a 2-1 lead into half-time. Raul Jimenez was trying to chase it down to get on the ball, but it was a poor pass back from the defender. Serbia took the lead, but they will be going into half-time 2-1 down. I cannot quite believe the back pass there. Stefan Bukinac. The cameras are lingering on Nikolai Simic. Without a doubt, though, it was the left back. It was. The goalkeeper, as I say, rolls it out to him. He goes back to his goalkeeper. My only assumption is watching the replay back. I didn't see this in the live feed and the pictures. Simic points to his left back, saying back to the goalkeeper. And he plays a blind pass, whereas Stankovic was trying to go to his left-hand side to open up for that said pass. But he's heard Simic go, no, back to the goalkeeper. And he's just thinking it must be on his line. It is a Stefan Bukinac own goal. A clanger of an own goal as well. And Mexico were 1-0 down in the 19th minute. Struck back boot, Johan Vasquez's header just after half an hour. And now in stoppage time, comical own goal from Serbia. That's the Bukinac into this. Mexico 2, Serbia 1. Less than 30 seconds of stoppage time to go. Might add another 30 or 40 onto it due to the goal. And the half-hearted celebrations from the Mexicans, as it's all getting a little bit heated. Stanic, a few words with Quinones, it looks like. Referee came over to just shut that one down. It's very much a spicy affair so far, to say it is a friendly. All eyes on the referee, who does blow for the half-time whistle. And what an interesting first 45 minutes that was. Mexico were the better side for the opening 20 minutes, but a mistake with the back from Gallardo and Vasquez, but a one-on-one opportunity fell kindly for Peter Stanic. A one-on-one opportunity, and the 24-year-old slotted in the back of the net to score his first goal for his country. Mexico were very much on top though. Got that first half, but 80% possession, give or take. And from a short corner, a lovely ball in from Brian Gutierrez onto the head of Johan Vasquez. And the Mexican defender slotted it in the back of the net. Great header. It was one apiece, and then in stoppage time, a clanger at the back. A comical own goal. Stankovic threw it out to his left back, Stefan Bukinac. He played it back into a terrible position and overhit. And an own goal from the left back means at a half time it is Mexico 2, Serbia 1. I'll be back shortly for the second half. Mexico 2, Serbia 1. And it is a warm welcome back to this evening's English audio commentary of all the action as Mexico hosts Serbia in the final friendly ahead of the World Cup. It's Mexico 2, Serbia 1. Mexico, they were the better side, but they did go behind after a mistake at the back from Vasquez and Gallardo, finished off by Petar Stanic. So his first goal for Serbia, really their only attempt at goal in all honesty. Mexico got a quick reply just after the half-hour mark. Lovely header from Ana Vasquez to put them back on level terms. And then in stoppage time, a clanger and a real howler, a comical own goal, it has to be said. Stankovic with a long throw out to the left-hand side to Bukanic with a left back, played it back to his goalkeeper. A little bit too much on it, and into the back of his own net, an own goal, and Mexico hold a 2-1 lead against Serbia coming into the second half. Early on here, Jimenez striker, goal, it just goes wide, and it's a goal kick for Serbia. We'll say there has been at least a good number of changes that I can see. Waiting on full confirmation of all of them. Definitely see Edson Alvarez has come onto the field for Mexico, for example. Must be a couple of changes as well for Serbia, at least for the moment. Stanic is off, and Dejan Zukic is on the field in place of him. So apologies for any pauses as I am just looking at the changes and trying to get them down. Another change as well. Ivanovic is on and Stulic is off. Very, very quiet first half, it has to be said, for Stulic. A good season did Ivanovic with Millwall. Almost got to the Premier League, of course. One of the better strikers in the Championship, it has to be said. Wouldn't even be surprised if a Premier League side or a side in Europe made a move for him. Also, Randelovic is off, and on in his place is Biram Sevic. Mexico are just on the ball as well. Loss of the ball there, Lucic on the left-hand side. Looks to be only as well. I'm sorry, but again, apologies. I am just trying to work out all the substitutions here, there, and everywhere. The broadcaster's finally trying to give me a hand as well. That looks to be just the 3 substitutions for Serbia. I'm trying to see if there's been any substitutions for Mexico. As I say, definitely Edson Alvarez is on the field of play. It's more a question of who has come off for him to come on. Looks like it's Eric Lyra has come off, and Alvarez is on in his place. Ever experienced Edson Alvarez, of course, former Ajax man. The now 28-year-old on loan at Fenerbahce. This will be his 99th appearance for his country. So boding that I assume he will start the first game of the World Cup. Looks to me that he'll be making his 100th appearance in the opening game of the World Cup. And I say that, I think even if he isn't starting, he'll make an appearance, you'd have to think, wouldn't you? So it looks like that is the changes. As here comes Serbia, down the left-hand side, heavy touch there from Zukic. Ball into the box, it's headed away by Vasquez. One in the middle there. Stankovic on the ball. So I will say full confirmation, only one substitution at half-time for Mexico. Sanchez goes back to his goalkeeper, Rangel, who boots long. Off goes Eric Lyra, on comes Edson Alvarez. And for Serbia, it is a triple change. Randelovic, Stanic, the goal scorer, and Stulic are off. Ivanovic, Zukic, and Biram Sevic are on to the field of play. long ball to the left-hand side. Strike comes in, saved well by the keeper. And actually it will be an offside, so I'll take the excitement out of my voice there. Lovely overlapping run from Bukinac. Ooh, just wide. Offside flag goes up anyway, so nothing would have come in at all. But that was a lovely effort at goal, as Serbia do try to find their way back into the game. Mexico trying to still knock it around at the back. Vasquez into Montes. Vasquez drives into the Serbian half. Alvarez 1-2. And the first half, about 80% possession Mexico had, and well, at the moment doesn't seem like that'll be changing anytime soon, it has to be said. They're still on the ball on the left-hand side. Swung to Montes. A lot of the ball being seen with the back four at the moment. Vasquez still on the ball, looking, his head's up and it's looking for options. To Gallardo on the left-hand side. Vasquez once again. They're always looking for options, they're not just sat there dwindling the ball. Nice pass to Quinones, he looks to up the tempo here. Out to the right hand side, Sanchez has got forward into the penalty box. Back to Quinones, he loses out the ball. Going down there, looks like it might be Stankovic. He stayed down as well as the defender. Looks like that he's won the ball and just in stretching for it almost. Dragojevic, who's gone down. I want to say that unfortunately Quinones, he's almost caught him. Watching the replay back as he goes for it. Dragojevic, it's a good touch there. He just catches him with his ankle. It's nothing malicious from the Mexican winger at all, but of course that doesn't mean it's not going to be a painful one for the Serbian midfielder. He's back to his feet though. We are back underway. Serbia possibly with a little bit of possession. They've not had too much, of course, in this game, and curse the commentator because as soon as they do, they lose the ball. But Mexico, that's a poor pass on the left hand side. Gallardo, and he's going to take his man down. So Serbia have a free kick on the right hand side, very wide. It's back to Stankovic. He's the one almost sitting a bit deeper in this second half. Ball forward, looks to ping it out to the right hand side to Sevic. Nothing comes of it though. Well intercepted by Gallardo. Fidalgo looks to take it away from a few players. To the right hand side, and here comes Alvarado. Drives into the penalty area, still going, pulls it across the face of goal. Classically cleared away at the back there by Simic, who plays a lovely long ball forward. Ivanovic is all up on his own, needs some support. Pings one out to Lucic on the left hand side. Brings it on his favoured right boot, fakes it on his left, ball into the box. Chested down ever so calmly. The goalkeeper Rangel just brings it down there. that was a lovely play from Lucic, though. Absolutely sat down Jorge Sanchez, and Sanchez is a very good defender. After that little scare, Mexico back on the ball. In the middle with Gutierrez, he's been impressive in this game. Of course, it was his assist. For Vasquez's goal. 1-2. Ball forward. Alvarado into the penalty box. Pulls it back to the edge of the area. Quinones opportunity off the post. But Jimenez is there. And Raul Jimenez. He had a big chance in the first half. And that is a poacher's goal. That is a Raul Jimenez goal. The Fulham forward getting on the score sheet as only he can. Right place, right time for Jimenez. Lovely play. Quinones, his strike, a wicked one off the outside of the post. Kindly fell though for Raul Jimenez. Unfortunately for Stankovic in goal. That's when you need your defenders to be a little bit more wary. Sometimes though, the old wily fox and his Raul Jimenez. Still at 35 years of age, he knows exactly where the net is. Lovely play, lovely build-up. Alvarado on the left-hand side, pulls it back. Quinones, it's a lovely first touch. All eyes were Reece Jimenez on side, and it almost just hits him because he's just right place, right time, opens up his left boot. And it's a tap-in. But that's how you just have to see, you sniff out chances. It's exactly what he does. That's why Raul Jimenez is so important to this Mexican side. And it is Mexico 3, Serbia 1. The 35-year-old in his 122nd appearance, grabbing his 37th goal. There's going to be a change coming up as well. There's going to be a mighty amount of changes for Mexico, so do just bear with me whilst I do work these out. We'll say, well, Jimenez, that's his last touches. He's coming off. Quinones as well. See that Alexis Vega is coming on to the field of play. So apologies as I'm just trying to write these down. Can also see that Gilberto Mora is coming on. Looking forward to seeing him in this World Cup. Cesar Montes is coming off. The skipper on in his place is Israel Reyes. Again, as I say, once I do see all the changes, we'll bring you them in full. Just trying to go through them all and see who's come on for who. I'm sure the broadcasters are probably thinking the same thing of, right, let's see who's come on, who's gone off. At the moment, I can definitely see that Quinones and Montes are off, with Vega and Reyes on. So that was maybe a prep change as well. Serbia about to make a double as well. So maybe that I see them a little bit quicker than others. Ball forward here looking for Ivanovic. Oh, lovely back heel to the edge of the area. Striding onto it now. Into the penalty area. Strike comes in. It's just over the bar. Lovely back heel there. Driving forward. Looking for a quick response there was Serbia. Didn't quite come though, unfortunately. Just over the bar. Just reaching forward a little bit there was Zukic. It's a great drive into the box. So a great piece of play as a whole. Nearly getting them not back on level terms, but it would have been a vital opportunity. Must be as well, just having a look. Looks like Luis Chavez has come on for Raul Jimenez. Looks like that Gutierrez I've been rather impressed with this evening. He's coming off the field. on in his place is Guillermo Martinez. So full confirmation of all the substitutions is now Serbia are going to make a double one. So I might as well wait for these two to come off. It will be Bukinac, as well as I believe Dragojevic, who will be coming off. And also a substitution in goal, as on comes Ilic for Stankovic. As Avilic is on for Bukinac. And it looks to be that Petrovic is on in the middle of the play as well. So Dragojevic as well as Bukinac and Stankovic off. Ilic, Avdic and Petrovic are on for Serbia. And all four of those changes just a minute ago. Apologies for the delay. It is very, very hard to work these out. Off went Quinones, Gutierrez, Jimenez and Montes. On comes Chavez, Martinez, Reyes and Vega. That is all of those substitutions dealt with for now, at least, until we probably get another round of them very shortly, possibly. Surprised we didn't get a lot more at half time, it has to be said. We've just played over an hour here at the Estadio Nemesio Diaz in Toluca, Mexico. It is Mexico 3, Serbia 1. Serbia took the lead through the youngster Stanic, his first goal for his nation. Mexico got back in it with a Vasquez header and an own goal from Bukinac just before the break. And then early on in this second half, a right place, right time finish from Raul Jimenez, his last touch of the game, his last touch before the World Cup. Made it 3-1 to Mexico, and what now is looking like a comfortable victory, it has to be said. And Mora came on as well. Sorry, just having a look at the paper. Fidalgo came off and Mora came on as well. Of course, Fidalgo on that yellow card. So here come Mexico down the right hand side. Alvarado looking to cut inside. Well, both teams have made handfuls of changes, it has to be said. All these players, they're still fighting. Of course, although you're in the squad, you're going to the World Cup, there's still no guarantee you're starting. So I can imagine for a lot of these players, there is that. Stankovic has gone on and Ilic has come on, apologies. That's another substitution for Serbia as Mexico. That's going to be a foul against Mexico. Alvarez picking up a yellow card. So we've had 3 yellow cards in this game. So to say it's a friendly, I have to say that very much the yellow cards have been seen. It has to be said. A lot more than I thought there would be, at least. The yellow card for Edson Alvarez. He's no stranger to the referee's book, is it? As now Serbia do get us back underway final in goal. Now, of course, Ilic is the new goalkeeper, so a run out for him. just under half an hour to go since all these subs were made. Also, it really does change up the game as well. Changes up the tempo of the game. You've got players, of course, who haven't really played coming on into this environment. Of course, as well, I can imagine the Mexican players at 2-1 you want to come on and finish this game off, whereas at 3-1 you might sit there and say, well, the game's already done and dusted. Do we need to come on? They've got the ball though here with Mora. Out to the right-hand side. Further back in to the skipper Alvarez. Nearly dispossessed there. Comes away with it in the end. Stankovic. Rolls it into the feet of Rakovic. Stankovic again. He's almost quarterbacking the side as a defensive midfielder. Out to the right. Durdovic. Mexico now 3-1 up. I think they're quite happy to not just sit and defend, but be a bit more comfortable than what they were. Still in possession, Simic at the back. Alvarez wins that, and he's also brought down at the same time. That time by Avdic. So he's getting a bit more physical, a bit more spicy out there, if you will. Ooh, watching that back, that's a bit painful one for Alvarez. Right on the inside of his left ankle, studs going in as well. That will be a painful one, no doubt about that one. I know he loves a tackle and loves to get involved, it does. Edson Alvarez, that was a painful one. No doubt about it. As he's back to his feet, but he is walking a little bit gingerly, as you would suspect. We'll make another change in a moment, possibly Mexico. As I say that, there is going to be the hydration break just being called on right now. So it is Mexico 3, Serbia 1. We're approaching the 70th minute mark. We're halfway through the second half, if you will. Mexico 3, Serbia 1. A warm welcome if you are joining this English audio commentary of all the action this evening. On the last stop, if you will, for Mexico before they do take on South Korea on the 11th of June. The World Cup, the last stop. Of course, unfortunately, it won't be a summer in North America for Serbia. They'll be, unfortunately, preparing for a summer of getting back to pre-season in July with their clubs. It'll be Nations League time for them. Mexico, as I say, they kick off their third time hosting, if you will. They hosted solo in 1970 and 1986, of course, will be hosting alongside Canada and Mexico. South Africa on the 11th at the Azteca. South Korea on the 18th at the Estadio Akron. They round off their group on the 24th of June back at the Azteca. What a stadium that is, by the way. Of course, as well, what a run they had from 1994 to 2018 to reach the round of 16, 7 consecutive years in a row. Fortunately, in Qatar, that run came to an end where they did finish in the group stages, of course. And as I said earlier, a bit of a nugget of information. And look, this might be something to look at coming into this tournament in the summer. They know the weather, blah, blah, blah. It's all been talked about. Germany are the only side to win a World Cup in the Americas in 2014 in Brazil. when they got their highest finishes. Mexico was in 1970 and 1986 when they hosted said World Cups. Here they come, we're back underway. Gallardo on the left-hand side, ball into the box, cleared away. Out the back there. Irakovic, the skipper, had to get that one right. And that is also one of them that could have ended up in the back of his own net if he wasn't careful. Fantastic play, fantastic defending. It's like a tap in there for Chavez. Will be a corner though, of course. He did score from a corner, albeit a short one and a well-worked routine. It will be from in this second half, Mexico right to left, Serbia left to right. This will be from the near side for Mexico. It's an outswinger from Vega into the box. It goes, and it's another own goal by Serbia. This time it's the left back. It doesn't matter who's on the pitch, whether it's a Birkinac or Avdic. Another howler. Another comical goal for Serbia. Well, it's not your night. It is not your night. It is Mexico 4, Serbia 1. It was a poor corner swing into the front post. And going to clear it away was the left back, Avdic. He slices it over his goalkeeper and into the back of the net. He looks absolutely distraught, as you can imagine. If the game wasn't already sewed up, well, it is now. Corner kick comes in. I'm not sure what he is trying to do because it's going for a clearance, but he gets it all wrong. He sweeps it over his goalie. And he's not been on too long, has the young 18-year-old Krevnas Zvezda fullback. And his second appearance for Serbia will incite with a first goal. First own goal, though, for his country. I've got to feel for the young teenager coming on. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was caught in two minds. I'm not completely sure at all. But it is Mexico 4. Mexico won't care. Not one bit will they care. I don't blame them. It's Mexico 4, Serbia 1. Mexico were 1-0 behind early on. Battle back. 2 own goals means it is 4-1. Here comes Serbia driving forward with Zukic into the box, looking to find Ivanovic. Tries to backheel it, tries to bring it in play to Biram Sevic. Even though the game is currently live, we are watching a replay. It was nice to see because in the first half there was a scuffle, maybe the best way to call it, between Jesus Gallardo and the Serbian boss Veljko Paunovic. The ball went out of play for a throw-in. Gallardo tried to win it back and there's a bit of a tussle. And Javier Aguirre, the Mexican boss, said to come over and just stop it for a moment, and he said, look, that's my guy's fault, I'll sort it, I'll have a word, but can we not get too aggro, too aggressive, and it's only a friendly. And he made his player go over there and apologise, watching the replay back with his own goal. It is also one of them, you could do that, that's that 1 in 1,000 moment, that if you could do that, and he's never going to do that again. He's Avdic. You just know he's not, no matter how unlucky it was. As now Alexander Stankovic will be making way. On in his place is Mimovic. Looks to be more of a defensive change. Looks to be as well. Simic is coming off, and Petrovic is coming on. 2 Petrovic's on the field now. It looks to be as well, I'm sure that I saw a third substitution. We'll get that confirmed in just a moment. But for the moment, it's Stankovic and Simic who are out. On comes Petar Petrovic and Onjen Mimovic for Serbia. Of course, in these friendlies, that there is no limits on substitutions and breaks and pauses and here, there, and everywhere. So you can make as many subs as you want. Won't be surprised if Mexico make a few more, of course, as well. Less than 15 minutes to go here at the Estadio Nemesio Diaz, Toluca, Mexico. Mexico 4, Serbia 1. English audio commentary of all the action as here come Mexico in search of possibly a fifth. Vega intercepted well. Cleared away by Derdicevic. He clears it well actually off of Vega, so it will be a throw-in for his side as well. Really well defended there, has to be said. Throw-in's taken short. Trying to play out from the back, a risky proposition, trying to do that. Right hand side, Birumsevic, long ball there, as another substitution for Mexico. Gallardo is off, Romo is on, Alvarado is off, Pineda is on in his place. So that was a double substitution for Mexico. Alvarado and Gallardo off, Pineda and Romo on. Right hand side, Pineda getting involved already, trying to track down his runner. Ball forward to Ivanovic. Oh, lovely first touch there, but Zukic can't bring it down. Vega has it on the left hand side, cuts inside, pokes one off the bar. What a strike that was! It was almost just good old just poking one forward on the outside of his right boot. Great delivery, great strike, great technique from Alexis Vega. Goalkeeper, nothing he could do about it. Stranded he was almost. Something out of nothing, the old toe poker, if you will, from Vega. What a chance. Oh, he just couldn't get the dip at the last second. It was dipping. If it's maybe even 3 or 4 yards out, that probably goes off the underside of the bar and into the back of Ilicic's net. Vega with a bit of a coy smile on his face. Serbia are going to make another 2 substitutions. Lucic will be coming off. As well as Rakovic. One of the changes will be Nedeljkovic. It might even be Kostov who's come on as well. We'll again wait for full confirmation of that. Forward though comes Ivanovic. We'll see, apologies, just having a look at the broadcasters. The broadcasters have got a few of these severely wrong at the moment. 80 minutes into this game, Mexico 4, Serbia 1. I know the substitutions are hard, but got to make the best of them. Vega. Back to Vasquez. Of course, he was the man with that bullet header to give his side the lead just after the half-hour mark. A massive moment in the game it was, really. There's a foul in the middle there on Nedeljkovic. Young defender just taking a bit of a hit there. As well that maybe a collision. Luis Chavez is looking like he might be leaving the field for a moment or two, just being walked off. Looks like he might have taken a bit of a whack from before, unfortunately, as well. As we are now back on the way, it was more of a ball drop there, and Serbia will come away with it. At the back to the goalkeeper, Ilic. I won't be surprised if they have a bit of possession. You know, you fall one down, so they'll think maybe go grab another goal. And I think, unfortunately for them, 2 of your goals you've conceded their own goals. It's always going to be a rough night with that. They do have the ball with Nelkovic at the back. To the right to Derdotovic. To the feet of Petrovic. Swings it out to the left hand side to Avdic. And at the moment the game just, I won't say 100% credit to the fans this evening. They've been absolutely spectacular. When they were down, they were singing for their players, who were the Mexican fans. They've been absolutely superb, has to be said, and I'm sure they'll be absolutely electric at the World Cup over the next few weeks. One in the middle there by Mora. Lovely first touch into Vega. Here come Mexico down the left hand side. Ball back into the box. Oh, just behind Vega. Mora in the box. Takes a nice first touch to take it away. So that's the ball though with Vega. For an opportunity, Chavez out to the left, ball into the back, sticks just over the head of Pineda. It's a little bit too much on it. If that is, play devil's advocate, if that's Raul Jimenez, you're looking at 5-1 there. Not too much on it and out of play for a throw-in for Serbia. Just seeing now pictures of said Mexico fans. Smiles on their faces. Even when they were 1-0 down, I think they knew that we're playing some good stuff. We're on top here. They got the goal at the right time. Yes, they got a bit lucky with the 2 own goals this evening, but sometimes you have to write your own luck to a degree. That's exactly what they've done. Back in possession, Serbia. Petrovic sprays it to the left-hand side to Avdic. Veramsevic. Oh, Fizis one. To the left-hand side. Too much on that one. Movic as well, looking for maybe the run there, but it will be a throw-in for Mexico. Okay, Sanchez, one of the handful of players to finish this game who started at the moment. Only himself. The goalkeeper Rangel and Johan Vasquez. Well, it's 2 of the back 4. You could see them always finishing the game. It's always more the forwards. I will say Gallardo on the left hand side, he was up and down, flying as a full-back. Sanchez has been a bit more defensive minded, almost sitting at times. Almost when they've been on the ball, almost making a back free, meaning that Gallardo on that left hand side can fly up and down, knowing that, well, on the other side we are well covered. Chavez holding it in the middle. To the left for Vega. It's good inside on his favoured right. There's a lovely ball back into the middle. Chavez now opens up a strike. It's just a whisker over the bar. My word, so much power on that one. They're asking for a save from the goalkeeper. I thought it with that much power the goalkeeper could have got nowhere near it. What a strike that is. He's not off the goalkeeper. He just put his arms up to Zelic. He might even just take a whisker off the bar more than anything, if I'm being honest. It's a goal kick for Serbia. Poor goal kicker as well. He fizzes it out of play for a Mexico throw-in, so Mexico will win the ball back. Halfway into the Serbian half on the right-hand side. Taken quickly, looking to be held up there. Pineda. Well defended at the back. Biram Sevic. Come over the ball on the Rikai. Fouls his man, and ball is won back by Serbia. It'll be a free kick. Taken quickly by Mimovic into Petrovic. Back to the goalkeeper, and they're putting under pressure here. Playing out well though, Serbia. Into the 87th minute. Just over 3 minutes to go before we hit the 90th. Of course, if we do count all the subs, we could have a good 20 minutes of stoppage time. I don't think the referee has the ball is pinged to the right-hand side by Serbia. Zukic looking for the run there. Oh, but Ivanovic too much on it. Out of play for a goal kick for Mexico. I can imagine though we've had 2 goals. Of course we have had substitutions as well. I can maybe see 3 minutes, 4 minutes of stoppage time. If we saw 0, I'd be probably quite happy, just because I never understand why in friendlies we need the stoppage time, but nevertheless, it'll be for a few minutes time anyway. Romo brought down there. Some of the Serbian players aren't happy there. So it was a dive possibly by the Mexican midfielder. As over on the far side there is a Serbian player who's down. I'm not quite sure as to why. Mexican fans, once again seeing them, they've been loud all night, they've been electric all night long. They will bring the atmosphere wherever they go. It's on the far right side, it's Avdic who is down. Not sure if it looks like it might be something off the ball. I'm really not sure. He's sat back up, so that's a good sign. Looks like it might be his right knee is what's being stretched out at the moment. So I'm not quite sure. We are into the last few minutes. He has been just taken off the field. He was right next to it, was Avdic. So we are just about to get back underway. Swung to the right hand side to Sanchez. Mexico just trying to see this game out now. Man with the armband on who came at half time, Edson Alvarez. In some minutes in the legs of the West Ham man, of course, spent this season, well, the past season, on loan at Fenerbahce. Looks like, of course, he might be someone leaving the London Stadium on a more permanent basis in the summer. Ball forward, nodded away. The back there by Derzic. For a throw-in on the left-hand side. Morda. Would Mexico grab a fifth and really wrap this up? Alvarez dinks one forward for Vega. Lovely ball. Can he find someone in the box? Dinks one into the back sticks, nodded away. Poor clearance there. Edge of the area. Strike comes in! And Mexico make it 5-1. A bullet of a strike. That was from Luis Chavez on his left boot. I said it was a poor clearance from Ivanovic, and Chavez made them pay. Another goal for Mexico, 5-1. That's not an own goal. Obviously, well, yes, we were 2 for 2 at 4-1. You know what, I'm going to go grab this. I'm going to put this one in the back of the net. And a 30-year-old Dynamo Moscow midfielder. A bullet of a finish. His 5th goal for his nation. There is no stopping those. And that is a way to wrap up these friendlies ahead of the World Cup. Vega's ball into the box. Decent head away from Petric. Poor clearance from Ivanovic. First touch is lovely. And what a strike. I know you say So a goalkeeper don't get beaten at your front post. There is no stopping that one. By the time Ilic is reacting to dive, the ball is in the back of the net. He hits that so sweetly, so much power. Some great poise shown by Chavez. Again, when you're looking for who's going to start and spots here and there, what a way to finish. Looks like that will be full time. The referee has blown the whistle. What a way for Mexico to finish their warm-ups ahead of themselves hosting the World Cup. Didn't start as they wanted. 1-0 down to a lovely counter-attack, but a mistake at the back from Vasquez and Gallardo meant Stanic drove in, and in his third appearance grabbing his first goal for Serbia. But ever since that, in the 20th minute, it was all Mexico. A Vasquez header just after half an hour gave them an equaliser, and one of 2 own goals for Serbia from Bukaric. Give Mexico 2-1 lead at half time. Just before the hour mark, a lovely strike from Quinones off the post, fell kindly for Jimenez. The old wily fox, right place, right time, made it 3-1 to Mexico before the hour mark. Then another comical and terrible own goal from Avdic from a corner for Mexico made it 4-1. And with the final kick of the game, a beautiful strike, a powerful rifled bullet strike from Luis Chavez made it 5-1 to Mexico with the final kick of the game. 3 friendlies, 3 wins in Mexico. If they do that in the group stages, they'll be flying through to the next round. In a week's time, they will be facing South Africa in the opener. All eyes on to that. A successful friendly, and it's been a dominant one for Mexico. Full time from the Estadio Nemesio Diaz in Toluca, Mexico. So it's Mexico 5, Serbia